Hey guys, Six Voice Media here with another video, and today we already did our shopping and everything to prepare for the Hurricane Irma. And if you guys are in southern Georgia, this is the time to go and get as much water as you can, because the water in Valdosta from Gainesville, Florida, all the way up to Valdosta, and I heard that from my buddy Aiden that Panama is out of water and they're already putting sandbags down and everything. So just want to give you guys a heads up, and I'm going to put in this video the broadcast for the update from the Weather Channel in the video, so you guys can keep updated on that. And we are not evacuating, we are staying here for the storm. And if you guys ain't seen the video from the last hurricane that happened last year, the link to that will be in the description, so you guys can check that out. And hope you guys can check out the broadcast of the Hurricane Irma. I heard it's going to be a Category 5, and I heard it's growing and growing. It's not getting weaker, it keeps on growing. It's getting faster every minute. So you guys go check that out.
It's Tuesday, September 5th. Big news coming at you from Irma. You may have already heard it has been upgraded to a major Category 5 hurricane. Sustained winds right now, 180 miles per hour with gusts up to 220. The forecast track has been slightly shifted off to the north and northeast here, staying over open, very warm waters of the Bahamas as it puts its sights on the southern part of Florida. That cone of uncertainty, obviously the model margin of error does grow significantly up to 5 days out. So southern Florida is within that cone of uncertainty as we get towards Sunday morning. Very, very dangerous storm out there right now. Those winds unfathomable. What prompted the upgrade to a Category 5? Well, Hurricane Hunter aircraft have been flying in and out of this storm pretty much constantly within the past 24 hours. They're passing each other on the runways as they're coming in from one mission and taking off for the next. Well, this morning they did a run through and found peak winds or sustained wind speeds of around 186 miles per hour. Big jump from the last time they were out there. This was found in the northeastern quadrant, and that prompted the upgrade there. So I want to tell you about the hurricane quadrants. Which ones are the worst? You cut it into 4 slices, quadrants, and you look at the northeastern side is always going to be the strongest. Why? You have to factor in the storm momentum or the storm direction. So it's moving off to the north here, so you have to take into account the storm movement speed and add in the wind speed, so you're always going to get those higher wind gusts there in the front right or the northeast quadrant. On the other side of that, the front left, still significant storm surge there, and you go off to the back right, significant wind speed still found within that. The back left, if you're talking in terms of weakest when you're dealing with a hurricane, you're going to find the back left as finding the weakest winds there. So we're going to have to watch that very, very closely as we go through the next few days here and see where that northeastern quadrant influences some land masses. Now, I also want to dispel some rumors that maybe you've heard on social media. I know I've been asked a few times, Tim, when is Irma going to grow and become a Category 6? News to me, there's no such thing as a Category 6. The Saffir-Simpson scale, which is what we use to gauge hurricane strength based on its wind speed as well as its minimal central pressure, only goes up to a Category 5, and that includes any storm that has sustained winds of 157 miles per hour or stronger, which is where Irma currently sits. It cannot grow in categorical size from there. This is the strongest of all hurricanes. The category is the most destructive and will flatten many buildings and completely flood the first or lower floors due to the storm surge with the increased wind speeds constantly, and then you got those higher gusts as well. Here's how it looks on infrared satellite imagery. This allows us to view the storm even at night when the sun is not lighting up the clouds to be picked up by visible satellite imagery. But then I want to flip it around and show you how it looks on our visible satellite imagery. I mean, this is a almost perfectly symmetrical storm here with a very defined eye. In fact, we get a close-up view. That eye itself nearly 30 miles wide. In fact, if you look closely, you can see the ocean surface. Typically, when you get a very well-defined eye on a very mature, very sound-structured storm, you see this ocean surface or the land surface right through. Very calm conditions within the eye, and there is a reason for that. The very strong winds that surround the eye wall, are stopped from coming into the center of the storm by a very simple process that you may have heard of, the Coriolis force. It's driven by the rotation of the Earth, and that deflects all those winds off to the right. So they all rotate around the center here with the gustiest winds just outside where those clear conditions are. Also, the skies are clear because air that is forced into the center there warms and sinks, and in turn, the skies clear out, clouds dissipate. So pretty cool stuff there. Now, tropical satellite imagery. Out ahead of the storm, we now have hurricane warnings, tropical storm warnings up, and hurricane watches out farther to the west. It's very important to decipher the difference between a watch and a warning. I know all the time, especially during severe weather, people ask what the difference is. Well, a watch indicates the risk of some hazardous weather, typically within the next 48 hours. That's when they're issued. But a warning is that much more going to be happening soon, very imminent. It's giving you a warning. It's happening soon. The event is either occurring or likely, and this is issued within 36 hours. So that's why a lot of those watches have since been upgraded to some warnings there. All right, let's go visit the models now. We'll talk about the GFS and European once again. You see very little disparity here as we go through the next couple of days. Very good model agreement taking the center north of San Juan, Puerto Rico, and north of the Dominican Republic. Nonetheless, still giving them a pretty good blow in terms of strong winds and the possibility of some storm surge there. But then as it makes it up into the southern parts of the Bahamas and north of Cuba, they start to vary just a little bit. The European wants to take the center of Irma into Cuba. Mountainous region will likely kind of tear it apart a little bit and force it to lose some of its intensity. But the GFS, still over open water here, makes a run, and this particular run, the east coast of Florida and then up into the Carolinas. Meanwhile, the European does also take that northward turn, but track along the west coast of Florida. So they're splitting coasts here in terms of the two major computer models that go long term. Now let's break down the GFS. We've talked about these before, the ensembles. This is the same model, the GFS in this instance, that's run dozens of times with minor tweaks to the initialization to the start time of Irma right there. So you'll see each run here, pretty good consensus at early on, but then it grows to nearly a 500-mile split from west to east once we get way out into the forecast period there. Now I just want to show you all the tropical models and the consensus of those pretty much in agreement. I mean, you have an outlier here well off to the west, another outlier all the way out towards the east, and then you have a pretty good consensus putting a bullseye on the peninsula of Florida here, one running right up the middle, one on either coast. So
okay, guys, this keep you guys updated. It's a one heck of a damn hurricane, so you guys stay safe. I heard my buddy Ragin is going to Texas to go help the people out over there, and then he might come to Florida and help people out. And I'd like to give a little shout outs to some people. 8K to Savage, link to his channel will be in the description. Raging Gaming, his link will be in the description. And because they're going to be coming down here hopefully to go and help the people down here. And we got a little blizzard, but they're going to come here and help the people out with food. He's getting donations, so you guys, he'll probably be live streaming tonight, so you guys can go check that out. And yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this little video. I'm doing update videos like this all the time. My Facebook link is going to be in the description because I'm going to be streaming live on Facebook, so you guys can go check that out. And you can check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. All Hicks Boys Media, same name as the YouTube channel. And we'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.